Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited you're here with me today. My name is Cindy, you know that, and I'm here with KariAnn for another session of our Women's Empowerment Series, Transitioning Teachers. KariAnn, I'm so happy you're here with me today.
And I'm happy to be here, Cindy. This is awesome.
Isn't it? Let's tell everybody what you do. This is so beyond fantastic. Actually, before we even tell people what you do, let's tell everybody what it was like when you decided you wanted to make this move, and what you said to me when we first met.
The first conversation that I had with Cindy, I actually said, Cindy, is it even possible for a self-taught teacher to transition into a software engineer position? It's possible.
Still, because we're there, right? Tell everybody what you do. You have such an amazing job.
Okay, I am a software engineer at Lockheed Martin. A little bit about what I do. I write software for the data engineers that study some of the data that comes off of the F-35s. So I write their programs to help them analyze.
So how did you actually get the knowledge to get from elementary school teacher to here?
I actually started working on it last summer. So summer 2021, I started coding and just teaching myself, and kind of went down a rabbit hole from there where I just was really enjoying myself and just kind of followed the path into an IBM data science certificate. And that came with 3 programming languages that you learn through that program. And I just kind of went from there. I did data analyzation for a little bit, and now I'm at Lockheed. So 1 year later, here we are.
So it's amazing. What made you decide that now is the time to leave teaching?
I decided that now was the time just because of my home life and work life were not clicking. It was just really overwhelming in both places. And so I figured I could do something about that to make my life a little easier. And so I did. Why sit in it? Change it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so what's easier? What's better?
Obviously, software engineering is better. I love being able to have that home and work life. You know, everyone talks about home work life balance, and it's not perfect all the time, and it never will be, but I definitely have a better mindset when I get home from this job than I did when I was teaching. I come home and I'm not already overwhelmed. You know, I come home and I have the emotional energy to see children. So when you're
your own children, right?
My own children, because teaching and then going from children to more children, too many children, too much touching, overstimulated all the time.
So now you work with adults, right?
Now I work with adults. Definitely adults are better. I get to have real conversations, deep conversations, interesting conversations. I don't have pencils thrown at me, so that's a thing. I had a carrot thrown at me last year. No carrots.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. It's just better. It's just better. It's better.
Okay. And how has it impacted the rest of life? As a mom, as a wife, you know, I know that there were some birthdays at school for your kids recently. How has that impacted everything?
Well, the first birthday actually that I ran into at my new job was during onboarding week. So I couldn't actually go to have lunch with him on his birthday. However, I did go to the little gift shop at Lockheed and bought him a fighter jet toy and a t-shirt, and he loved that. But as far as that goes, I have off on Fridays. So anything that I am available for on Friday, I make it. And if, like, for my son's birthday, I had lunch with him the Friday before instead of on his birthday that Wednesday, just to, you know, make sure he had his time. So my hours, I can kind of change them. They're pretty flexible. I get to choose when I come in and when I leave. As long as I make those 40 hours per week, I can make it up anytime between Monday and Friday. So I can, right now I go in 6 to 4. However, there have been a couple of days where I've needed to, like, leave early, or, you know, doctor's appointments, picking up the kids, whatever. And I can either make up those hours when I get home, or I can make them up on Friday and go into the office if I feel like it. So it's been great.
So let's just tell everyone, in case they weren't paying enough attention, you're off on Fridays. So when you're having these 10-hour days on Monday to Thursday, but you have 3-day weekends every single weekend, right?
Every single weekend is a 3-day weekend. So right now it's Friday. I'm shopping. My best friend flew in from Georgia, and we are on a shopping spree in the middle of the day on a Friday.
There you go, right? So how are you feeling emotionally in this job?
I feel free. I feel a lot less burdened by you know, just those overwhelming things that sit on your shoulders when you're teaching.
Okay.
The bureaucracy, the politics, you know, you have that in every job. I guess it just wasn't my brand of bureaucracy, because this one feels so much freer, and I get treated like an adult, and I don't get jeans passes, I get raises. So it definitely helps. So it feels like I'm more respected in my profession where I am now, and not just because it's Lockheed Martin, but you know, I work with adults. I'm not having people call me a glorified babysitter. I am in a place where I actually get recognized for my work. So they have all kinds of programs. They actually have a program where you can earn cash, not cash really, but you earn points, and then they have a store and you can go spend those points. Like every year at the end of the year, we have a meeting with our managers. They kind of go over an evaluation, and depending on how your evaluation went, determines how many points you get. Like if you were late one day, you lose a point or whatever. You know, you can't really be late here. So
well, it's very high security over there. So
yeah, yes, it is. Yeah. So thankfully, you can't really be late because I have all those kids, Cindy. Then they make it easy to be late.
So I know your kids are little. Are they feeling proud of you? Or do they not
do,
notice
yeah.
the difference?
For the most part, they don't really notice a whole lot because I'm still home most of the time when they're home, because I get off at 4, so I'm home within 30 to 45 minutes of them getting home from school. But they notice a little bit. They like that they see mommy dressing up every day in her professional clothes, and they like that I work on fighter jets. They think that's really cool. So for the most part, everything's kind of the same. It hasn't really affected a whole lot of their lives, thankfully. I didn't want to cause a big disruption, you know, with this new job. So it's been really nice.
Your life, you must feel incredibly proud of yourself.
A little bit. I'm a little smug, maybe. Yeah. I feel like I worked really hard, so I'm proud of that.
It's good to work really hard and then earn it.
Yeah, it feels really good. Honestly, it feels great to have put in so much effort and see it pay off.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And how did I help you to get to this point, right? From that first conversation we had of, is this even possible, to successfully there. And it was about 2 months, I think, for you of us working together for you to get this position. So how did I help you get here?
Well, I think the biggest impact that I had from you, besides my clothes, which has been super fun, has been my interviews. I am not a good interviewer, and I kept saying things like we did this and we did that and we, because as a teacher, everything's team-based, everything's on a team. And so I think the thing that helped me the most was you making me realize that I did these things and I earned these things and I deserve to, you know, use these new skills, and I have earned the right to say that I've done these things.
Exactly.
So that was definitely, I think, the most important. My LinkedIn needed a lot of help, and my resume, mostly my cover letters though, like the interviews and the cover letters, you just completely transform those things. And then everybody wanted interviews. I was actually in several different companies on the second or third or even fourth interview for at least 3 that I can remember, maybe more. But Lockheed was a one and done. They interviewed me, they loved me, they snatched me right up, and that was that.
No, it was amazing. And I remember those other interviews you were telling me, you're like, I'm getting so tired of interviewing.
Yes.
But it's so great. Let's go through with it. And you even accepted like an internship in between that in this field that you were working in as well, which was a great transition. I know how happy you were when that happened. And then look what happened after that.
Right. So I actually got the offer for Lockheed my first day at my internship. Thankfully, Lockheed has a longer hiring process, so I actually got to stick with the internship for a couple of months. But yeah, I got to do both, so that was great.
Thankfully, you weren't so happy the process was so long when you were going through it, but
yeah, I know. It ended up being a good thing, but
it was a good thing. It's mindset, it's attitude about making it all a good thing.
It really is. Yeah,
so,
it really is.
So what would you tell any other people looking to make a pivot in their career or transitioning teachers or something, wondering if they can?
I would tell them, don't give up. work really hard and it will pay off. It's just not always in your timeline. You know, it's not up to you. All you can do is control what you can control. So work as hard as you can, be who you are, and do something that you love. It's really hard to convey your passion to someone in an interview when you don't actually want to do it. So
True. That's true.
So that's, yeah, I think that's, oh, and the imposter syndrome. Don't let that get you down. I still feel like that sometimes, and I have to like check myself. You know, people ask me, what company did you transfer from? And I say, oh, Keller ISD, I was a teacher. And they're like, oh. So the imposter syndrome gets you a little bit, but then you prove that you earned the right to be there.
Exactly. It's going to go away. And it's
it will.
going to
It'll
go away.
It's already starting to.
The better you are at the job, the longer you're at the job, the more that's going to go away. And the more
absolutely
confidence and the prouder you're going to be of yourself because you earned it.
And if you have the confidence when you're there, there's a lot less people questioning why you're there. So absolutely. Just remember, you've earned it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. It was so incredible to chat with you. And I'm so happy that you are doing so well at this new position.
Yes, thank you, Cindy. Thank you for all your help. I couldn't have done it without you.
Thank you so much.